the decks these players have left. There's the Tempo Mage deck from Hotform, the Druid deck as well. Both of those can be pretty difficult matchups for Rogue.
Certainly.
And every single deck left in the tournament is a deck that can lose to itself.
Oh, certainly, certainly.
Well, we're about to find out, can Ostkaka continue his rampage? No longer is he in the shadows of his teammates and his peers. He is in the spotlight, one game away from becoming the BlizzCon 2015 champion.
And it's
Both players with pretty good starts here.
Yeah, these are great opening hands. The Wild Growth, exactly what Hotform was looking for. Ostkaka has Violet Teacher, which is one of the very, very powerful cards to start generating a large board presence that's difficult for the Rogue to deal with.
Yeah, the Rogue, like you said, having that coin is just so big. But being able to get Violet Teacher out ahead on Druid is also really big. 5 health is a really good sweet spot because Druid usually needs to commit a couple of things, the hero power and some removal spells, or even minions that they don't want to trade favorably into it, but even a Shredder, for example, doesn't go into Violet Teacher well. So if Ostkaka can get ahead of his opponent on that, he'd be in a good spot. What
Ostkaka really wants to go with that Violet Teacher is a preparation and something like Sap or Eviscerate that'll allow him on the 3rd turn to play his Violet Teacher thanks to the coin, and then use his preparation and removal effect to just get ahead on the board and put the pressure on Hotform to respond.
Oh yeah.
All right, well, let's see how it starts here. Looks like it's going to be the Wild Growth, potentially a keeper follow-up if some little minion comes down follow. Double Violet Teacher with a few spells might not do the trick too well, though.
There's part 1 of the preparation Sap with Violet Teacher.
It depends. I mean, Hotform could hypothetically just draw spells, or, you know, keeper the growth suboptimally, like just on curve here. Those kinds of cards don't really help too much, and Ostkaka might be given his most valuable resource, which is time against Druid. If he was able to get through the early game without taking too much damage, that is the point where a lot of Rogue players will be like, yeah, it's favored against Druid.
Right, but that's really the point. I mean, this is a game of pressure. Both players have a lot of burst, a lot of damage. Wow.
And not necessarily the minion that you want to prep Sap, but definitely going to allow Ostkaka to potentially set up for a really explosive turn. He may go for it.
Just a Violet Teacher here seems fine to me, though.
You can get 2 Violet Teachers on board and Sap.
Yeah, that just starts to be explosive. It allows Ostkaka to generate an enormous board, and Hotform picks up a big game hunter, not really what he's looking for here.
Well, Hotform is just going for it. Like I'm saying, this game just has to do with damage. Once one player is too low on HP, suddenly they have to play so defensively.
Yeah, and I mean, Ostkaka doesn't need that, though. He just picked up Backstab with Violet Teacher. That gives him the ability to backstab with getting tokens and then use preparation with either Deadly Poison to remove or something else. He also could choose to take it really slow. Preparation often is used to combine with Sprint, but I think this is the time to seize tempo.
I think he might hold on to his preparation here. He use the Violet Teacher and backstab, get a minion right away, use his Violet Teacher to kill one of the keepers that was backstab. Then he still has a reasonably strong board presence and has preparation Sprint with that Sap to take care of a big minion like the Ancient of War waiting in Hotform's hand.
Yeah, I think if you use the preparation to be just home a little bit aggressively in the start, not sealing out the full tempo portion of the game in the opener, it might actually prevent you from being able to cast Sprint at all against such a high pressure deck.
Hotform really wants to find a swipe right here. That is Wild Growth. Great card, not when you want it, though.
Well, you might as well play it because nothing else is really going to make much of an impact this next turn.
Yeah, Ostkaka is going to be in a really dominant position, though, because now that Violet Teacher has lived, which means he's going to get some really powerful turns in just a couple of...
In fact, he can prep Sprint and play Deadly Poison afterwards if he wants.
Ostkaka is starting to really snowball an advantage in this game. Allowing that Violet Teacher to live is putting Hotform in a really rough spot.
And that is a board clear as well. It does set up, again, another very good swipe, but that would take Hotform almost his entire turn in order to deal with it. So that's one thing that the Rogue is excellent at, leveraging the board for a win. And with that Sharp Sword Oil draw, it could be potentially the last couple turns. It doesn't look that way, but with 30 health only against this kind of board, it can be
30 health. How powerful.
I was actually thinking that if there was a prep there instead of an oil, it would have been game over instantly. Yeah. He would have played the Deadly Poison and prepped the Blade Flurry to clear the board.
Hotform with the Ancient of War draw some more cards, trying to find something that'll get him out of this.
Wow,
no, another preparation.
Well, I mean, there's also something to consider is the Violet Teacher adding more tokens on, so the oil doesn't always...
Well, it could just be... Yeah. Yeah, okay. That might be a problem here.
It depends, though. I mean, one of those things that Ostkaka still might not care. He might just develop Farseer and kill off this, and end up going for a more slow approach as opposed to trying to kill him this turn.
Well, the attack here does seem to suggest that.
Yeah, he's going to be prep oil. And I mean, that just sets up a 2-turn lethal, unless he has lethal this turn, which I don't believe I see it.
Yeah, just able to sap the Ancient of Lore back in his hand. Has an enormous board presence.
All right, well, setting up for potentially the end here, but there is swipe in the hand of Hotform. That's what he's been looking for. That's what the Ancient of Lore was able to keenly draw.
Still, though, he's already down to 12 health, facing down that oiled up weapon already. He can only get rid of one of the Violet Teachers very easily.
Still a lot, though. I feel like really a big part of this game was the fact that the oil landed on a minion that could attack that turn.
Right.
As 3 damage is quite a bit in this situation.
I mean, he's 1 damage off right now. Just needs 1 more point for Ostkaka to find the lethal damage.
Fan of Knives could find him and eviscerate.
Fan of Knives could find him a Thalnos or an Eviscerate, I believe. Thalnos would do it.
That's right. Any additional damage, if he drew Deadly Poison as well?
Yeah.
Knives.
Ostkaka is very narrowly away from just being able to kill Hotform this turn.
The thing is, though,
keep in mind the burst of the Druid that could happen, right? I mean, some really bad things could happen on the other end. So it seems like he's going for a safe play here, and you can't really fault him for that because, you know, Druids have some crazy burst combinations.
All right, well, he's going to set Hotform to probably his last turn unless he can do something dramatic here. Because the problem is that even if you play Ancient of Lore, he can still Blade Flurry past it, and Ostkaka might be able to find the damage anyways. Looking at if maybe he can drop another minion or he needs the hero power. 5 health is enough to survive and eviscerate directly.
I believe that's it. I believe it's
Azure Dragon's it. That is it.
Ostkaka will be your 2015 Hearthstone World Champion. An absolutely dominant performance, climbing through the ladder, through tournaments, being able to overcome some of the most difficult decks with his unique lineup. A champion has emerged, and it is from Europe, the Swedish champion, Ostkaka.
The Europeans knew it all along.
See him up on the stage just now with Tice, you know, congratulating him. Had to go through his fellow European Tice to get here, but it is an absolutely dominating performance in the finals.
Absolutely thrilling journey has concluded here. Let's take a moment to recognize Ostkaka, go to the stage to hear some of his thoughts.
Ostkaka, you were the player that the pros said would win. You are the player who has been doing amazing things in Hearthstone since the beta. What does it mean to you to be on this stage as our 2015 Hearthstone World Champion?
It just means so much. I've been working on this the entire year, gathering points on the ladder. My mind's just overwhelmed right now. I barely even realized that I won the semifinal. It's just a long day of intense matches, but I'm super, super happy, of course.